Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Green Factor, a show where we talk about green design and the business of sustainability. I'm your host, Haris the Green Carpenter, and today we'll be talking about investing in equity crowdfunding. So, with me today, we have Miss Alice Fong from Leet Capital. Hi, Alice.
Hi, Harif. Thank you for having me here.
So I've been since I'm doing ECF right now, and we're doing fundraising. So I met a lot of people, and a lot of them wanted to know more about ECF. So that's why this episode I bring you in to at least explain a bit more and answer several questions regarding ECF.
Sure, sure.
So thank you very much, Alice, for coming in. So I think we should start the conversation with the introduction to ECF. So
Yeah,
can you
sure.
just share a little bit about ECF and what you guys do?
Okay. Maybe let me just start from what is Lead Capital first, then I will go into what is ECF. So, good afternoon, everyone. So, I'm from Lead Capital. Let me do a simple introduction about this. Lead Capital is one of the 10 licensed equity crowdfunding operators by Security Commissions in Malaysia. We are here to help the local promising companies and businesses to raise funds for their growth. So we play the role in bridging the gap between the high potential companies to investors. Our team will provide hands-on support and coaching to our issuers. Issuers are the companies that raise funds throughout the entire ECF process. So all the deals listed on our site, right, have gone through strict due diligence. We are also part of the Lead Ventures ecosystem. Lead Venture is the accelerator and VC arm that has accelerated more than 1,000 companies from 5 different countries. So let me explain a little bit on the equity crowdfunding so you get the idea like what is ECF. Okay, many of the business owners have gone through these situations, having problem in getting financing for your companies, and then you find it very challenging and tough. Options from VC may be limited. Some VCs have their own preference and restrictions because they want to mitigate their risk and maximize their profits. Therefore, ECF is a great initiative for companies looking for funding. ECF is a combination of Indiegogo or Kickstarter model with the VC model. If you are familiar with Indiegogo or Kickstarter, these are the platforms that in US that people try to create their products by raising fund to produce their products, the minimal viable products. So through ECF, you can get your fans, your believers, even your stakeholders of your company to invest in your business. And they can benefit from the potential capital gains when your company appreciated in value. So now through ECF, we are giving public the chance to invest, and we are flipping the model also. How are we doing it? Instead of a business to approach an investor, now they can list for public to see on the platform, like us, Leet.capital. Or through ECF, a business loyal fans or customer can contribute to the business by investing into the business itself. Yeah.
Awesome. So I think that's a brief introduction about what you guys do.
Yes.
But for the layman or for the investors that are looking into this space, why should they consider investing in ECF?
Okay. For equity crowdfunding, right, is a form of investment where a large number of investors will contribute small amount of capital to finance a business or profit. So there are several reasons why someone might choose to invest in ECF. One, the first reason could be diversifications. ECF allows investors to spread their investment across a variety of companies and industries, reducing the risk of loss from any one investment. Another reason could be access to early stage company because a lot of people wanted to invest to early stage company, and ECF provides the investor to access to the early stage company that may not otherwise be available through traditional investment channels. Third reason is potential for high returns. ECF investment have the potential to offer high returns, although this is often accompanied by a higher level of risk compared to the more established investment opportunities. ECF investment also align the interests of the investors and the companies as the investor become shareholders and have a stake in the success of the business. For example, for those people who are actually interested in ESG, they will tend to invest more on ESG deals. However, it's important to note that ECF investments are generally considered high risk, and investors should carefully research and understand the risk involved before investing.
Understand. So if let's say we compare it to a traditional instrument like stock market, so how do these two differ?
Okay. Actually, ECF and stock market investings, right, are both methods of investing in businesses, but they have some key differences. Let's look at the company stage. ECF investments are often made in companies ranging from early stage companies that are seeking funding to grow to the stage of like perhaps pre-IPO companies. Yeah. While stock market invest is more in the stock market investings, right? Normally we invest in public listed companies. Basically, are those companies already gone publicly listed? Okay. Another difference could be risk. There's always risk in every investment. ECF investments are generally considered to be high risk, while stock market investment can range from low risk to high risk depending on the company and the market conditions. Yeah. Liquidity could be another one. ECF investment can be less liquid than stock market investments, but there are plans for secondary markets for ECF investments. And most ECF platforms will be starting to launch theirs. So it's important to consider these differences when deciding whether ECF or stock market investing is the right choice for investment goals and risk tolerance. Yeah.
Understand. So you touched a little bit about how one of the things they can exit and liquidity. So if let's say an investor is investing in ECF, so what are the outlet for them to exit?
Okay. For ECF investors, typically exit their investment by selling their shares on the secondary market. Leet Capital can facilitate that as well. We facilitate that through our platform via willing buyer and seller process. However, the secondary market for ECF investment is often limited. So they also can exit through a buyback offer by the company, but buyback offers are not guaranteed. They also can exit through a buyout from other companies or investors for various purposes, for example, a group of these My Cash Online investors accepted a buyout offer for their shares from VC company 500 startups and giving them a 44.2% return on their initial investment. In some cases, ECF investor may have to wait until the company goes public or is acquired by another company to realize a return on their investment. Yeah.
Understand. So in terms of examples, do you guys have any stories to tell in terms of ECF investors exiting, or is it still early to share this kind of thing?
Sorry, you were saying?
Do you have any example of the investments, ECF investment that have already profited or exited to share?
Yeah, that's the one I mentioned just now. The MyCash Online is a fintech startup that provides an online marketplace for unbanked migrants to purchase products and service online without any bank account or credit card. So through the MyCash platform, right, migrants workers can top up their mobile phone, pay their utility bills, purchase e-commerce products, bus ticket, air tickets, gift voucher, all this. So these fintech startups, right, their investor actually accepted a buyout offer from a VC company called 500 Startups, and they actually able to get a 44.2% return on that initial investment.
Understand.
Yeah.
So is it a lot of this exited happening right now in Malaysia itself, or still everyone is just investing
Yeah,
first?
there are not many. There are not many currently because in my opinion, because ECF is still new in Malaysia, and normally this kind of exit right might take 3 to 5 years or more. So it depends on the situations also. And of course, when you invest into ECF, right, we don't encourage you to really exit The reason being that you stay in the business itself because we want you to wait for the company um, appreciated the value, then you can have your capital gain from it. Yeah. So we
Understand,
normally
understand.
encourage our investors to stay lah. And there's a reason why I think if you are talking to the retail investor, they always want to like exit fast. But if you are talking to the sophisticated investor and angel investor, they would rather stay. Yeah.
So, in terms of the structure wise, so
Yeah.
when they invest, their name would be there, right? So, how does it work in terms of the nominee structure and all that?
Okay. Okay, we do have a nominee structure where the nominee company represent the all the investors. Because we have a retail investor, angel investor, and sophisticated investor. So what we do is we actually have all these investors within the trust account, the nominee company. So the nominee company will represent them to sign uh, how should I put it? Will represent them to deal with the issuers. Yeah. So
So,
when
take
come
care
to
of their interest, lah.
yes, so when come to the payment, all this right, we also have a trustee account where they only pay through the trustee account and not to the issuers, the fundraising company's account, and not through us, not through Lead Capital's account. Yeah. So we are trying to make this more transparent because this is what SC actually asks us to do. So we're actually doing it according to the SC guidelines. Yeah.
Understand, understand. So, as being a nominee account or a nominee structure, how do you guys work in terms of informing or updating the shareholders?
Okay, we do update our shareholders by uploading the issuers company updates, their progress, even like quarterly, semi-annual or annual reports to Lead Capital platform, to our platform. Hence, shareholders can check the issuers updates from our platform as and when they want to. Besides our platform, we also communicate with our shareholders through our email newsletter. So on and off, they will be receiving our newsletter to check on the updates of the companies they invested. Yeah.
So, is it through the portal or you guys email or
Through
how the
the portal they also can check. The portal is the platform. Basically, when they log in, because they were the investors, right? They were registered. So when they log into the platform itself, they will be able to see those reports. Yeah. On and off,
so
if there's any progress updates from the company, like for example, they signed the MOU, or maybe they receive an award. All these things we also will feature in our newsletter and social media. Yeah.
So it's not necessarily just the quarterly report and all that. So any other news as well,
Yeah.
you will capture and also put in the portal, is
Yeah,
it?
it's good for us also. We also want to highlight
Yeah.
that these are our university company or our issuers that we are able to help them. Yeah.
Understand, understand. Okay, so I think the next question I want to ask is more on the instrument itself, because it's normally ECF. Is it just ordinary share or what kind of offerings that it can be done on the ECF platform?
I think normally it's ordinary shares, but I think preference shares also sometimes will be considered as well. Yeah, depends on the company. Yeah, it's always depends on
Understand.
the issuers. Yeah,
So they can do ordinary or even preference if they want, right?
yeah, but we normally encourage them to go for ordinary.
Understand, understand.
Yeah.
So in terms of the risk, because you've touched a little bit, ECF is quite a risky kind of instrument, but as well it also means that the returns are higher. So what are
Yes.
the potential risks in terms of investing in ECF?
Okay, ECF investing is a relatively new and high-risk form of investment that carries several potential risks, including lack of liquidity. ECF investments are typically illiquid, meaning that it can be difficult or impossible to sell your investment until the company goes public or is acquired. Yeah, that's one. Now is early stage companies. ECF investments are often made in the early stage companies that have not yet established a track record, which makes it difficult to assess their potential for success. Yeah. And another one would be no guarantee return. ECF investments do not provide a guarantee return and carry the risk of loss of capital. Yeah. So it's important for ECF investors to carefully consider this risk and to only invest an amount that they can afford to lose. I would call that as a calculated risk. You calculate first, then only you put in your investment. So additionally, ECF investors should carefully research the company and its management team before investing and should seek for professional financial advice where necessary.
So ECF is right now is mostly in US. I mean, like the it started. Is it there?
Yeah.
Where does it start? So is it a long? It's been quite some time, or still there is also still relatively new,
No, I think there are already many years. I think more than
many
10
years
years,
now.
I guess.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot
Because
of
Indiegogo and
exit
Kickstarter,
there and all that.
yeah, because they started with Indiegogo, Kickstarter, all this. So people started to like build a minimal viable product and try to raise fund from there. So some of them actually they got the money as in like they sell the minimal viable product. So you can buy the first product from that platform. Yeah. So after they tested the market, then if they think the market acceptance is high, then they will do a mass production. So that's a platform for people to test the market also. But here is very different. Here we do equity crowdfunding, as in for the late stage company, they exchange their equity with the fund for them to expand and grow. Yeah. So this is a bit different. Yeah.
So it's not just in Malaysia. ECF is also in a lot of different countries. Some are
Yes.
quite established, some are still new.
Yes.
But the question, the last question that I want to ask is like, what is the future in ECF here in Malaysia? What things can happen within these 2 years that we can look forward to?
Okay, the future of equity crowdfunding in Malaysia is expected to be positive lah, with the increasing interest from both investors and companies looking to access alternative forms of funding. The Malaysian government has taken steps to support the growth of ECF by creating a regulatory framework that provides a safe and transparent environment for investment. Additionally, the rise of technology and the increasing use of digital platforms has made ECF more accessible to a wider range of investors. However, like any new and evolving industry, there are challenges to overcome, such as improving the liquidity of ECF investment, increasing the investor education and awareness, and developing a more active secondary market. Yeah, I think when you are doing all this ECF, you also notice a lot of people may not know like why should I invest into ECF? Is this safe? They have all these concerns as well. So the education also important. So overall, the future of ECF in Malaysia is expected to be bright as the sector continues to grow and mature, attracting more investment and creating new opportunities for both investors and companies. However, ECF investors should always be aware of the risks involved and carefully consider their investment before making any decisions. Yeah.
So in Malaysia, who are the body that is looking into the ECF framework and all that?
Currently, it's Security Commission. Yeah. So I think there are some other government agencies who will be working with them to promote this as well. Because the other day I had I think someone called from MIGHT. They conducted a survey on this. I think they wanted to do something to improve. So I think it's a good thing for us, for our industry. Yeah, it's a good initiative.
Yeah, I also just remember one of the question in investing, but not necessarily investing. It's more of the one that looking to fundraise using ECF. So one of the common one is like, who are these investor and where do issuer find them?
Okay, for investors, right? Normally, based on our how we guide our issuers, right? Normally, we'll get our issuers to create their stakeholder map. The reason being is we want to understand like who is actually within your connections, right? Your network, all this. Your stakeholder map, you can see your suppliers, your customers, especially the loyal customer. You actually can convert them easily because they believe in your product. They like your business. They like your whatever that you believe in, your directions, your goal, or even your expansion plan. All this. So yeah, normally we'll get them to look into the stakeholder map and then identify the potential one and then approach them. Of course, at the same time, we also have our own investor networks. We have our angel club as well. So when there are investor indicated interest on certain towards certain industry, then we will try to connect the issuers to them. Yeah. So it is like bridging the gap between the investor and companies that wants to raise funds. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So I think that that covers up a lot of the main question. Of course, if you guys want to learn more, do visit their website. You can look at lead.capital or even connect with them on LinkedIn.
Yes.
Just search Lead Capital. So thank you, Alice, for your time.
Thanks.
Um, so if you guys also are looking to invest in the Green Factory, we are also under Lead Capital's platform. So just look under the Green Factory and you'll find us there. So do be part of us as well. Be part of the early investors because there's a lot of awesome thing happening in the future, not just from our side, but in the ECF space as well. So thank you very much again, Alice. Thank you,
Thanks.
everyone that is tuning in. If you
Thank
like
you,
this
everyone.
show, please share it with your friends. Um, See us next week on the next episode of the Green Factor. Thank you again, and as always, have a green week ahead. Bye bye, guys.